service of CNC Worldwide.
Greetings to you. The Daily Podcast is a service of CNC News, and it's made possible by the Greece Chamber of Commerce, providing business solutions for more than 800 members since 1984. A multi-vehicle crash on Route 104 in Webster shut down the westbound side of the highway during the morning rush and caused several injuries. The Union Hill and West Webster fire departments responded, with Union Hill reporting an SUV rolled over on 104 west of Basket Road, and West Webster reporting at first as many as 5 cars involved. Now they're saying 4. 3 people were reported hurt, apparently none critically. The crash at about 7:30 a.m. closed 104 westbound between County Line Road and Basket Road. Rochester police are investigating the discovery of a dead man in an apartment on Manor Parkway this morning. Other than that the deceased was a man in his 20s, we haven't heard much more yet. A Finger Lakes Environmental Group is suing New York State for access to the documents being used by the State Department of Health in its hydrofracking review. The health commissioner has been conducting a lengthy review into the health effects of hydraulic fracturing. This is the process by which a mix of water, sand, and chemicals is pumped down a well, breaks up the underground rock, and releases large volumes of natural gas. Dr. Nirav Shah has had outside assessments made as part of his review. They have not been made public so far. The Seneca Lake Pure Waters Association is taking the State Department of Health to court after filing for those documents under New York's Freedom of Information law and being denied. The Finger Lakes Times said the group's attorney from Hammondsport filed the proceeding Friday in State Supreme Court in Albany. It's a so-called Article 78 procedure that's an official challenge to a decision by a government body or official. The group says it needs some transparency on this issue. Red Cross volunteers from the Rochester area are going to the flood-stricken regions of Colorado this week, helping provide food, shelter, and relief supplies for thousands of people forced out of their homes. The American Red Cross said volunteers Lucille Frisiano of Webster and Bippin Shaw of Rochester are heading to Boulder, Colorado Tuesday to work as health service managers. Ferris Todd of Canandaigua will leave Thursday and be serving as a disaster medical health volunteer. Beth Shook of Cuba, New York, down to the south, will serve as a volunteer manager. The Arundecoit Town Board holds its regular monthly meeting tonight. It is expected some announcement may be made about the future of the Central Library project. A lawsuit has been filed by a group of opponents seeking to block the project. They charge the environmental reviews weren't executed properly. At the same time, the Rochester City Council will be meeting downtown. On their agenda, resolutions to move forward with the Port of Rochester Marina project in Charlotte and the next phase of the Midtown Rising project, rebuilding the underground garage. The former head of Bausch & Lomb has a new job as CEO of Forest Laboratories in New York. Brent Saunders starts his new position October 1st. He left Bausch & Lomb with its purchase by Valiant Pharmaceuticals. In another business note, Kodak spinoff Carestream Health of Rochester has begun shipping a new pediatric X-ray detector to hospitals and medical practices. It gets a high-quality image using far less radiation, which makes it safer for infants and premature babies. Federal authorities have broken up an international drug trafficking organization that was importing the party drug Molly into Rochester from a source in China. 8 people were arrested on drug conspiracy charges, and these Rochester arrests were part of 54 arrests in a nationwide sweep that involved law enforcement from Maine to California. It took down distribution rings in 20 states. The U.S. Attorney for Western New York, William Hochul, said agents were able to infiltrate the operation because federal authorities intercepted the emails of the drug suppliers in China. Molly, or methylone, is a chemical stimulant. It's closely related to ecstasy, and it was developed to get around the federal ban on ecstasy. Molly itself was put on the banned substances list in 2011. Finally, a trip to Wegmans has netted a Greece woman a $1 million payment in the Powerball lottery. We're supposed to find out who she is on Tuesday. New York lottery officials will present the winner with her prize at a news conference. She bought the ticket at the Ridge Road Wegmans in Greece. To win $1 million in Powerball, you match all 5 of the white numbers that are drawn first. Even though you missed the red Powerball number, that's still good enough for a $1 million payout. To the left of the player window, you'll find links to these and other stories, and at the bottom of the page, links you can use to post things you know about directly to us. So the next news podcast is as it happens. The updates are as necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.